Look, I know one of the biggest bonuses of a podcast is being able to skip through things you don't want to hear about, but I would encourage you just to sit tight for just a second, because as the war in Ukraine enters month 3, it's hard to believe it's been that long, and you watch all the stories of families being displaced and lives being shattered, and you think, man, that's really sad. I wish there was something I could do about it. Here's the cool thing. You and me and all the potties could get together and actually maybe make a difference by helping families in Ukraine who have been displaced by all this violence. There's nearly 11 million people that have been forced out of their homes. And imagine that. You can't take everything with you. You've got to just pick and choose the few things you can carry as you try to get your family to safety. They say desperate times calls for desperate measures. Well, these are desperate times. That's why the Wally Show is partnering with Food for the Poor and 3,500 pastors in Ukraine and surrounding countries to help feed these people. And here's what's really cool. You can provide a meal for 25 cents, a quarter what we plug into a gumball machine. You could actually feed a child a meal. So now do some math with me. Your gift of $1 would actually feed a family of 4. Your gift of $10 sends 40 meals. Your gift of $25 will feed 100 people who desperately need it. So while this is a really sad story on the world stage, it is really cool to see the difference that a few motivated potties could make. So text the word Wally to 91999. That's Wally, W-A-L-L-Y, to 91999, and we'll send you a link to make a difference today. Welcome to the Wally Show Aftercast. All those things we did not get to during the course of the show today. Might be a little bit of a faster cast. I have to go to the dentist.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm leaving next week. I'm going out of the country, so I don't want to have any dental problems. But apparently, I had cracked one of my fillings with some popcorn, and then I proceeded to remove it with some saltwater taffy. I know this sounds like an 8-year-old problem, but it was actually my life. It's what I'm living right now.
I think it checks out.
Yeah, they're trying to work me in, and the girl, I talked to her yesterday, she's like, oh boy, does it hurt? I said, look, I'm going to be honest with you, it doesn't hurt. And I know if I tell you it's going to hurt, you're going to get me right in. But I'm going to be honest with you, it doesn't hurt. And I said, but I need this. The timing is everything on this. So she was like, okay, we can get you in, but we only have a half an hour slot at 10:30 today. And I'm like, okay, fine, just give it to me. Because I know that my dentist is awesome. Like, if I just get in the door, he'll get it done. Like, he'll figure a way to multitask and make sure it's done.
But do you want it quick like that?
Yeah. I think I might not need Novocaine. I'm hoping.
Oh my gosh.
I'm hoping he doesn't have to drill too much on it, and then I maybe could do it even faster if he can just fill it, and then I could go back and get it fixed better later. But I just need to get through my trip, kind of thing.
Oh man,
I've done that once before without Novocaine, and it's worse sounding than it felt. You know, but it would twinge you every once in a while. You kind of go, yeah, and then you're like, okay, keep going.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was in a hurry.
I don't want that.
I'm in a hurry a lot of times.
I'm in a hurry to get things done.
I mean, that's when I got my, I'm realizing how impatient I am. I remember getting my COVID shot because there was no line. And this was at a time where you had to make appointments and there's lines crazy. And I'm like, oh, there's no line. I'll do it. Like that was like the extent of my decision making was like, oh, it's convenient now.
Also, the other side of this story is that you have not stopped eating your taffy.
Well, yeah, but I'm eating it on the right side. I'm not an idiot.
Good to know.
Yeah.
I make sure I'm chewing it on the other good side. So
what if you forget?
I know. I did think about it. I thought this is. I know I have an addictive personality, you know, and I have to watch that kind of stuff. But it's like this is what every drug addict goes through. Like every drug addict's like, I know I need to stop. I know this isn't healthy for me. Why on earth would I absolutely do this before I'm going to the dentist on this day? Why would I do this? Unwrap. Let's just get another one. It tastes so good.
You open your mouth for the appointment, and he's like, there's a lot of blue taffy in here.
Yeah. I thought I'd try to fill it myself with taffy, and that wasn't working. So I'm going to need you to actually fill it with some porcelain, please, sir. So yeah, it would be a little quicker today. Gas prices, it's so frustrating. I paid $4.50 the other day, and I filled up half of my tank, and it was $50. So had I filled up the other half of my tank, because I had half a tank, I was just getting it topped off, but it would have been almost $100 to fill up my tank.
That is ridiculous.
It's crazy town. And so then when I saw this story in Los Angeles, downtown Los Angeles, there is a place, I think it's a Chevron station. It's a Chevron station charging $8 a gallon. Oh my goodness. $8 a gallon.
Is that even allowed? Is that against the law?
That's the thing. I did kind of look into that, because what happens is governments do watch out for price gouging, okay? But in this case, like Chevron, they were asked, hey, what's going on? And Chevron's like, look, our places are independently owned, so they can charge what they want to charge for gas.
Yeah, but that would not draw anyone to come in.
But they're banking on, probably they're in an area, maybe it's down on Alameda, so I think it's more affluent, and B, they might be the only gas station around, because there's not a lot of gas stations in downtown LA. And so if they have the market cornered on accessibility, then you're like, well, I'm just going to pay for it. I got no choice. What am I going to do?
And even if it's people who do what we're doing, where they only fill part of their tank, because we do that. Like I do it all the time, where I only fill it up halfway at a time sometimes.
So it doesn't sting as bad.
In essence, but I'm still going to go back, a few days later to fill it up. So they're probably still getting the same amount of money. It's just people who say, oh, at least I'm only doing 5 gallons, which is still $40.
Exactly. And here's what Chevron had to say. In addition to the price of oil, other factors include competitive conditions in the marketplace, the higher cost to produce gasoline to the California specifications, the costs with fuel distribution, blah, 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 federal taxes, blah, 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 carbon compliance, blah, 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 inflationary pressures, blah, 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 fixed costs of doing business in California, blah, blah. Like, so they're justifying it versus going and doing something about it and getting their brand under control. Yeah, I know that these people have their ability to charge what they want, but it's still your brand.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Ford was charging extra money over sticker price for cars, and like all the dealers. And Ford as a company, I think, is making strides to stop that, like with their brand, because you see manufactured MSRP, manufacturer retail suggested price, and so I think they're trying to stop dealers from overcharging for their product, because it makes people go, no, I'm not going to do that. And especially now with interest rates going up and stuff too. But here's the crazy thing. Governor Newsom out there, who is super, super liberal, he proposed a plan that would give a $400 rebate in the form of a debit card for every registered vehicle owner, and up to $800 for owners who have more than one vehicle. And so this is kind of like the stimulus plans and all this stuff. And it's like, no. Stop giving people money. That does not solve the problem.
It doesn't.
Solve the problem. Like, fix the gouging that is going on. Fix the oil surplus, or tap into the oil surpluses we need. Make more of the thing that we need. Then, instead of like just giving people money, because what happens is, and what they are doing is, they're creating dependence from people on the government. When you do that and you get them totally hooked on you, I'll go back to drug references today. When you get someone hooked, that's what dealers do. They give you a little taste. They give you a freebie. I've been told. And so and that's how they get you hooked. And then you are dependent on them. You're reliant on them.
You think they're going to get you out of every situation.
Absolutely. The government's job is not to bail you out. That is not the government's job. We need to make good decisions as people. We need, friends, family, churches, just people in our lives that we all bond together and help each other out. The government's job is not to do that. The government's job is to make sure the meat you eat isn't tainted, and that the gas you pay for isn't overcharged, And but that's what we do now. And everybody just thinks, well, if it gets into a pickle, the government will take care of it. I'll be fine. But that's also how you stay in power, and that's jacked up as well. So anyway, that's my little rant.
They should maybe do something about public transportation, making it easier
and safer.
Yeah, and safer.
California public transportation is no joke. It's a little scary.
Really?
Yeah, depending on where you're at. Yeah, it's a little scary. Yeah, I lived out there for a bunch of years, and yeah, this was kind of sad news out of the shooting. Amari Jo Garza was 10 years old, and she was laid to rest. She was a victim of the shooting at Robb Elementary, and I've seen a couple of things of now the parents, they're moving to this next phase of their grief, and this one dad was just like, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I shouldn't have to go to lay my daughter to rest. And your heart breaks for them. But somehow inside of this, people are always trying to find that little bit of something to make not it okay, but to make it bearable. And this little girl was a Girl Scout, and she was leveling up. She had just leveled up, or she was supposed to level up the next week before she passed away. And on Tuesday, they laid her to rest, and the Girl Scouts gave her like one of their highest honors. So that's kind of cool. It was the Bronze Cross, and it was given for saving or attempting to save the life at the risk of the Girl Scouts' own life. And they had said that she was one of the kids that was calling 911, you know, and trying to save people, and then she lost her life. She was murdered. You know, there's no stepping around that.
It's so hard.
Yeah, and you watch these stories, and it's like my heart breaks for the families, and then in the same breath I like go, man, I got to be thankful too. You know, you can't just be sad for somebody and then complain about your life. You know, it's like learn something from it. So yeah, be sad, be brokenhearted for them, but then boy howdy, be grateful for your kids and everything. And then you got that other stupid shooting. It was Tulsa.
I haven't heard anything about it. It like wasn't on the news. I mean, I saw like one little blurb and that was it.
Yeah,
and that's what scares me too, is that we're getting desensitized to it.
And these things run in batches a lot of times too. You'll see one happen, and then weeks later another one or two happen, and then it kind of chills out for a while, and then it happens again and stuff. And so it's heartbreaking, and no one should have to live that way. No one should have to go to work or go to school and wonder if they are going to come home that day. You know, like officers, they understand that's their job. Like, and they accept that. Soldiers accept that. But someone working in accounting at a hospital, that's not the case, you know? And so, yeah, I hope that we can get to a point where we can get people get the help they need, and we can minimize this stuff, because you're never going to eradicate it, because you live in a broken world. You know, it's going to happen, but we got to do better somehow, some way at protecting people inside of this. But all right, Rock, what do you got? No, not again. I keep doing this to you.
Thank you. Jada Pinkett Smith, the wife of Will Smith, has finally spoken out about her thoughts on the Oscar slap. The slap that happened between her husband and comedian Chris Rock after Chris made a joke about Jada's hair, causing Will to feel like he just had to take up for his wife.
I am curious if she viewed this as, oh, thank you, babe, for looking out for me, or what did you do? Like, you just, because a lot of people were disappointed in Will Smith, and they're like, you set back the cause of black people 10 years. You know, we worked so hard to get here, and then you know, black on black violence or just acting out like aggressively did not help us at all. Like, then that's from black people, not white people.
And we don't know, what really went down, because I mean, that's been a few months now, but she is speaking out now.
My deepest hope is that these two intelligent, capable men have an opportunity to heal, talk this out, and reconcile. The state of the world today, we need them both. And we all actually need one another more than ever.
It's interesting that they haven't reconciled, because Will Smith got his slap on the wrist from the Academy, and Chris Rock talked about it very little in the press. And I would have thought that by now they would have sat down and been like, dude, yeah, that was weird. Sorry, I'm sorry.
I think Will reached out, but I think it wasn't in person.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, they should get together. It seems like it would be an easy thing to squash. I don't know. I
don't know. If you were the one involved in it, someone came up to you and just slapped you for a joke that you thought was funny, but they didn't take it as funny.
Yeah, I don't know.
And in front of the public, in front of thousands and millions of people.
Yeah, I don't know. Because I've had situations before where I've had someone super mad at me that was a big public figure about something I said, and I was like, all right, I can see why you're bent about it. Like, I still thought it was funny, but I could see why you're bent, and we came to common ground on it, and so I think I could get past some of that. But I'd make him let me hit him first.
That's what I was going to say. They should host an event where they talk it out.
Yeah.
Talk it out. maybe end with a hug, but then Chris Rock should be allowed to slap Will. Will can probably take it, I would say. So
absolutely.
They should allow that.
His little chicken arms, he's not going to hurt Will Smith. Come on. Like, he can handle that. Turn the other cheek. You know what? Chris Rock missed a great opportunity to... Actually, he verbally kind of turned the other cheek, I think. I think he did a good job with how he handled it. But do you guys know that the concept of turn the other cheek, do you know what's behind that?
The Bible?
Well, yeah, it's in the Bible, but do you know where that kind of phrase and the concept comes from?
I got a feeling you're going to tell us.
I'm going to tell you. Yes, I'm going to tell you. Okay. So I heard this explained at church one time, and I thought it was really interesting.
What if we had known and we had stole that from him?
I knew.
Let me tell it.
I knew you wouldn't know this. So that was just drama theater.
Is it something that we're going to care to know?
I would hope so, because you could use this. This is an impromptu mind blown. Okay.
Oh, come on, Dad.
So no, this is important, Rock. Like, check your soul, check your heart. So back in the Roman occupation with the Jews. Oh, do you know this?
No,
now, Gavin?
I've heard this launching into the conversation. I've heard this part before.
Okay, so what happened is
just tell us.
If a Roman were to slap a Jew, the rule was for you to turn the other cheek to offer it to him to slap again. And the idea being, not because you are such a benevolent person and forgiving, was it would bring dishonor for him to slap you again and slap like another unarmed man. And it was, if he did that, then he showed himself out as a dishonorable soldier or dishonorable man.
But is the first slap considered not dishonorable?
First one is what it is.
So
first one is what it is.
Take the first one, and then you turn your cheek, maybe kind of hoping that he does slap you.
Yeah, exactly.
So that he is the one who looks bad, and you're not the one who looks like a wimp.
So there is an element of you're not to fight back, but the idea is that you actually, by turning the other cheek, instead of fighting him, by turning the other cheek, you bring more dishonor on him than fighting him, is the idea.
Who would you rather be slapped by in this room, Wally? Me or Betty?
Oh, I've been slapped by Betty.
Oh, really?
Before, yes. Betty hits hard. Like, when you hit her when you get her to her breaking point, she can smack. That girl.
I haven't slapped him in the face, but I have slapped him.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
You've left marks before, yeah.
And it was totally deserved.
I talked to a counselor.
She's got no shame in her eyes.
Yeah.
No, because it was well deserved.
I would pick Gavin, because Gavin still has, like, kindness in him.
I would hold back.
Or he still doesn't want to.
Right.
He's scared of offending you.
Absolutely.
He's still scared.
Yeah. He should be. But Betty, I still see the blackness in her soul. It would just be
great.
It'd be game
opportunity.
over. Yeah, it'd be game over for me.
I'd be working out, getting my way ready for that.
I'd be going to get another tooth fixed. All right, what do you got for birthdays?
I've got one.
Oh wait, no, we did Lisa. Sorry. I want to make sure I wasn't disrespecting you. I don't want to get hit.
Whatever makes you happy.
Carissa wants to wish her son Caleb a happy birthday. Said he says he should know. You should know that he is alive. Oh. He is turning 13 and is the biggest Wally fan I know.
Nice.
He has listened to every podcast in Aftercast at least twice. What? A birthday shout out was all he asked for.
That is a kid that's helping our numbers too, because we have this weird stat that like you could listen to something 100%, but our podcast is listened to over 100%, means people are listening to it multiple times.
Mm-hmm. And so, it's all Caleb.
Caleb, thank you, bro. You're the best, man. Bring it. Happy birthday. Happy 13th to you, man.
Question is, if you had infinite money, but could only spend $500 at a time, how would you use it?
Oof. Lottery tickets. No. Oh. So you could just have more money.
That's part of it.
Oh. No.
Unlimited money.
Yeah, unlimited money.
So we can always spend $500.
Yep.
Can we spend less? Or do we?
No, it sounds like you have to spend $500. And once you've spent $500, you get another $500.
It's crazy to think, like, if you were to do this, like, say you were say you had $50 million and you tried to do this, the amount of years it would take you to actually spend that amount of money is mind-boggling. Mm-hmm. Like, the money, like, we can't even comprehend that kind of money.
And yet we throw it around all the time.
Yeah. $500 at a time, I'd Chick-fil-A. For everybody, like Chick-fil-A for everyone. Let's do this.
Yeah, me too. Me too. That, and I think I would become a crazy cat lady because I'd want all the cats.
Oh, yeah.
And get them all the things because they're so cute.
Yeah, and you'd start a cat cafe.
Yes. But I'd pay $500 to have someone else do it for me.
Oh, absolutely.
It's Betty's Cat Cafe.
Yeah.
Betty doesn't work there. She just enjoys the cats.
Yeah, I'm just here for the cats.
She's just the face on the logo, and then the crazy lady that pets them all. All right, that's going to do it for your Aftercast today, and thanks for being a potty.